shadows taken by the stars. The streets of Gotham always felt darker than anywhere else. Even in daylight, the skyscrapers seemed to lean over you like watchful titans, blotting out the sun. Peter Parker knew this all too well as he swung through the city on a freelance photography job for the Daily Bugle. Gotham wasn't his usual turf, but when Jonah wanted pictures of that brooding billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne, Peter couldn't resist the paycheck. But something was off. Gotham was too quiet. Perched on a gargoyle, Spider-Man muttered to himself, "Okay, Parker, either the criminals here are really polite, or something's about to go horribly wrong." And in Gotham, it's always option B. He wasn't wrong. The abduction. That night, high above Wayne Tower, the sky itself cracked open. A rip in space tore through the clouds, glowing with an alien green light. Spider-Man barely had time to whip out his camera before the roar of engines filled the air. A fleet of colossal alien ships descended, their hulls gleaming with symbols older than Earth itself. From the largest vessel, beams of light shot downward, enveloping the top of Wayne Tower. Peter's spider sense screamed, pulling him into action. He swung closer, just in time to see Batman, fully suited, cape whipping in the wind, standing on the rooftop, facing the descending lights. "Bruce!" Peter shouted, his voice muffled by his mask. Batman didn't answer. His gaze was locked on the alien ships, his fists clenched. He had been expecting something like this. The beams thickened, forming an energy cage around him. Batman fought like a demon, batarangs slicing the air, grappling hooks tearing through alien drones, but the light was relentless. "Not today," Spider-Man yelled, hurling himself toward the beams. His webs stuck to the energy for a moment before sizzling into nothing. The alien field repelled him with a violent shock, sending him spiraling into a nearby antenna. Before he could recover, Batman's voice cut through the chaos. "Tell Clark, tell Diana, don't follow me." And then he was gone, ripped into the sky with the alien ships, vanishing into the tear in space. Peter clung to the antenna, breath ragged, the city silent below him. Gotham had just lost its Dark Knight. Enter the God of Thunder. Hours later, thunder cracked across Gotham, but no storm followed. Instead, from a streak of lightning, Thor Odinson descended. His cape whipped as he landed atop the same rooftop where Batman had been taken. Spider-Man was already there, crouched, his mask torn from the earlier blast. Thor's eyes burned with stormlight as he spoke. "The Bifrost brought me here, young warrior. Heimdall saw the shadow of Asgard's enemies in your skies. Tell me what transpired." Spider-Man hesitated, then recounted everything. How the ships came, how Batman fought, how he was taken. Thor listened in silence, his jaw tightening. At last the god spoke. "They are architects of eternity, ancient beings who bend mortals into weapons. If they have taken the bat, they mean to unmake him and forge him into their knight." Spider-Man swallowed. "And you're saying they're going to turn Batman into some kind of alien weapon?" Thor nodded grimly. "Aye, and if they succeed, not even Midgard's mightiest will stand against him. The war begins." Across Gotham, chaos spread. Alien technology littered the streets, small drones that had broken off during the abduction. Spider-Man and Thor began hunting them down, trying to piece together where the ships had gone. Every battle revealed something new. Alien tech fused with Wayne Industries schematics. It was as if the architects had been studying Bruce for years, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. During one skirmish, Spider-Man tore through a drone's chassis, revealing a shard of crystal pulsing with emerald light. He held it up to Thor. "Any idea what this is? 'Cause I'm getting major kryptonite vibes." Thor's eyes narrowed. "The seed of dominion. With it, they bind mortal flesh to a mortal purpose. They will carve it into Wayne's very soul." Spider-Man's stomach dropped. "Great. So not only is he kidnapped, but they're rewriting him, turning Batman into, I don't know, alien Batman." Thor's silence was answer enough. The first signal. Days later, the sky tore open again, not with a fleet but with a message. A holographic projection appeared above Gotham, stretching across the entire city. It was Batman. or at least what was left of him. His armor was no longer black, but fused with alien plating, glowing green veins running across his chest. Wings of light flared from his back. His eyes, once human, now glowed emerald, cold, and unfeeling. When he spoke, the voice was Batman's, but layered with something alien. People of Earth, I'm no longer your Dark Knight. I am the alien Batman, forged in the fire of the architects. I see now that humanity is weak, fractured. I will bring unity, even if it means conquest. The projection faded, leaving silence in its wake. Spider-Man stared at the empty sky, his hands trembling. That wasn't him. That wasn't Bruce. They've twisted him. Thor lifted Mjolnir, lightning sparking across the blade. Then we must untwist him, or end him. The oath. The two heroes stood atop Wayne Tower, looking out over Gotham. The city had just been declared a battlefield. Spider-Man clenched his fists. Batman saved me once. More than once, actually. If he's in there somewhere, I'm not giving up on him. I don't care what alien seed they shoved into him. I'm pulling him back. Thor placed a hand on his shoulder. Your spirit is fierce, young Parker. You fight not as a god, but as one who believes. That may be what saves him. The god of thunder raised Mjolnir high, thunder rolling through a cloudless sky. Then let it be known, the war for the alien Batman begins tonight. Spider-Man looked up at the storm, his resolve steeled. Yeah, and we're not losing him. Above them, unseen by mortal eyes, the architects watched from the stars. Their experiment had begun, and Earth's greatest heroes had taken a bait. The first clash. The sun never truly shone on Gotham, but that morning it seemed weaker than ever. The whole city felt like it was holding its breath, waiting for the next shadow to fall. Spider-Man sat on the edge of Wayne Tower, his mask rolled halfway up as he nibbled at a protein bar. His body was tense, his spider sense buzzing faintly. Not danger, not yet, but something building in the atmosphere. Thor stood beside him, silent, scanning the horizon. His hand gripped Mjolnir tightly, the storm-forged metal gleaming in the pale light. You're awfully quiet, Peter said between bites. Not your usual booming Thunder God speeches. Thor didn't turn. Because I feel what you feel. The calm before the storm. It is not silence. It is a scream waiting to break. Peter sighed and tugged his mask back down. Guess I was hoping for something more along the lines of, don't worry, kid. We'll save Batman and grab shawarma after. Thor gave him the faintest smile. I shall promise you the shawarma. The rest we must earn. The first descent. It came just after noon. The sky ripped open above Gotham Harbor. Not with ships this time, but with a single burning figure descending like a fallen star. The water boiled as he landed, emerald flames licking across the docks. Spider-Man swung down first, landing on a rusted crane, lenses narrowing as he got a clear look. Batman, no, alien Batman, stood in the center of the dockyard. His cape was gone, replaced by wings of glowing energy. His armor looked like it had been grown instead of forged, black plating fused with alien veins. His cowl's ears were longer, sharper, almost like horns, and his eyes glowed pure green. He was terrifying. Thor landed beside Spider-Man, Mjolnir sparking with anticipation. The alien knight. The architects have finished their forging. Alien Batman's head snapped toward them, the movement predatory. His voice carried across the water, layered and cold. Thor, Spider-Man, you shouldn't have come. Spider-Man's heart clenched at the voice. It was still Bruce's cadence, still his rhythm, but drowned beneath something inhuman. Bruce, listen to me. Spider-Man shouted, swinging closer. This isn't you. You don't give speeches about conquest. You brood on rooftops and scare muggers. Come on, man, fight this. Alien Batman tilted his head. Fight? No. I see now, Peter. Gotham's crime was a symptom. Humanity is the disease. The architects showed me the cure. Thor stepped forward, his voice a thunderclap. Then they showed you lies. And I shall beat truth back into you with the storm. The battle begins. Alien Batman moved first. One moment he was standing still, the next he was everywhere. He lunged at Thor with inhuman speed, claws clashing against Mjolnir in a burst of sparks. The impact sent shockwaves rippling through the harbor, shattering windows and toppling shipping containers. Spider-Man leapt into the fray, firing webs at alien Batman's wings. The strands crackled against the alien energy, sticking for only a second before burning away. Still, it slowed him down enough for Thor to land a crushing hammer strike to his side. Alien Batman staggered, but instead of falling, he laughed, a cold, echoing sound. Good. You'll make this interesting. He spread his wings and released a blast of emerald energy that tore across the docks, splitting cranes and setting the water itself ablaze. Spider-Man dodged frantically, flipping between falling debris. Okay, yep, definitely alien Batman, because normal Batman doesn't shoot death lasers out of his back. Strategy in chaos. Thor fought with raw power, lightning slamming into the docks like war drums. Each strike forced alien Batman back, but none of them broke him. His armor seemed to drink in the energy, glowing brighter with every clash. Spider-Man realized it first. Thor, stop feeding him juice. He's absorbing it. Thor gritted his teeth, Mjolnir humming with restrained power. Then what would you have me do, Spider-Man? Strike him with my fists. Peter swung around alien Batman, pelting him with web bombs that burst into smoke and concussive blasts. They barely scratched the alien armor, but it forced alien Batman to stumble, giving Thor a chance to grapple him directly. The God and the Knight clashed in raw strength, grappling like titans. The dock groaned beneath them, with snapping and water rushing in. Spider-Man landed on a container, panting. Okay, new rule. If Batman ever goes alien again, I'm moving to Canada. A glimpse of Bruce. In the chaos, Spider-Man managed to get close, firing a web directly into alien Batman's chest. For just a moment, through the emerald glow, he saw Bruce's face, tired, strained, almost pleading. Peter. The voice broke through, faint but real. Stop me. Spider-Man froze, his heart lurching. Bruce? You're still in there. I knew it. But then the alien glow surged, burning through the web and hurling Spider-Man backward. Alien Batman's voice returned, deeper and harsher. Do not pity me, boy. Bruce Wayne is gone. Spider-Man coughed, forcing himself up. Nope, not buying it. I've seen you fight gods, Bruce. If you wanted to be gone, you'd be gone. You're still fighting in there, and we're not giving up on you. The harbor falls. Alien Batman slammed Thor through a container stack, sending steel crashing into the water. He turned his attention back to Spider-Man, wings spreading wide. Emerald shards shot from his armor like razor blades. Spider-Man dodged most, but a few grazed him, slicing through his suit and drawing blood. He hissed through clenched teeth. Okay, Al, yep, those definitely aren't batarangs. Before alien Batman could finish him, Thor rose again, lightning wreathing his frame. He slammed Mjolnir into the ground, sending a shockwave across the docks that knocked alien Batman into the harbor. Steam erupted as the water boiled around him. For a moment, silence. Then, slowly, alien Batman rose from the depths, glowing brighter, stronger, as if the water itself fed the seed within him. Spider-Man groaned. Oh, great. He's Aqua-Batman now. Thor's expression darkened. No, he is adapting. Every moment he grows stronger. If we do not end this battle swiftly, Midgard itself shall fall. The architects whisper. As they prepared for another round, a voice, not Batman's, echoed across the harbor, carried by the wind. It was alien, mechanical, vast. Test successful. The Knight adapts as predicted. Proceed to Phase 2. Spider-Man's stomach turned. He looked up, and far above the clouds, he caught the faint shimmer of a massive alien ship watching from orbit. They're not just turning him, Peter whispered. They're using him. This is just round one. Alien Batman spread his wings again, his voice layered with both Bruce's grit and alien cruelty. You can't win, Peter. You can't win, Thor. This war is already over. Spider-Man tightened his fists, his voice breaking through the fear. Not while I'm still standing, Bruce. Not while we're still standing. Thor lifted Mjolnir, thunder gathering overhead. Then let us remind him what it means to stand against gods. The second clash was about to begin. and Gotham would never be the same. The dark night ascended. The harbor was gone. Nothing but smoldering wreckage, twisted steel, and boiling waves. Sirens wailed in the distance as Gotham tried to comprehend what had just torn through its docks. But for Spider-Man and Thor, there was no time to think about civilians or cleanup. Alien Batman hovered above the destruction, wings spread wide, emerald fire dripping like molten glass from his armor. His voice echoed across the bay, not just from his mouth, but vibrating through the very air. Every strike makes me stronger. Every blow you land feeds the seed within me. You can't fight the architects. You can only kneel. Thor planted his boots on a cracked shipping container, Mjolnir alive with lightning. His tone was steady but grave. Your tongue speaks their words, Wayne. The man beneath is still bound. We shall break those chains. Spider-Man swung down beside him, chest heaving, mask torn across the cheek. Thor's right, Bruce. You're in there. I saw you fighting. You wouldn't give up Gotham. Not to these freaks. Not like this. For the faintest moment, the alien glow in Batman's eyes flickered. But then the architect's voice returned, cold and massive. Do not let sentiment weaken you, Knight. You are not Bruce Wayne. You are the alien Batman, herald of the architects. And with that, he dove. The shockwave duel. Alien Batman hit the ground between Thor and Spider-Man, unleashing a shockwave that shattered the pavement like glass. Spider-Man went flying, slamming into a half-submerged truck. Thor stood his ground, lightning exploding outward as Mjolnir clashed with the alien gauntlets. The two titans locked, the force of their struggle cracking the very dock beneath them. Batman's claws sparked against the URU metal of the hammer, sending bursts of green and blue energy across the water. Do you feel it, Odinson? Alien Batman hissed. Your storm is fuel for me. Strike harder. Make me godhood itself. Thor bared his teeth, pressing forward. Then feast, Knight, for a storm never fears its thunder. Spider-Man groaned, forcing himself upright. His head spun, but his mind was clear. Thor couldn't keep feeding Batman power. They needed a new approach. Spider-Man's gamble. Peter's brain ran faster than his body. He replayed everything he had seen, the way Batman absorbed lightning, how the water seemed to charge him, how his body flickered when the webs wrapped tight. He's not invincible, Peter realized. The seed needs energy to run. Too much, too fast, and it glitches, like overloading a battery. He shouted across the battlefield. Thor, don't hold back, double down. Thor shot him a sharp look. He grows stronger with every strike, boy. Trust me. Overload him. Thor hesitated only a moment before nodding. He raised Mjolnir, calling down a bolt so massive it split the clouds. Lightning poured onto Alien Batman, engulfing him in blinding light. Alien Batman screamed, not in triumph this time, but in pain. His wings flared wildly, his body twitching, the alien plating cracking under the surge. Peter leapt in, firing webs laced with the electric residue, binding the cracks in the armor. Each line sent sparks across the seed. Come on, Bruce. Peter shouted. Fight it. You're not their weapon. You're our friend. For an instant, the emerald glow vanished, and Batman's human eyes stared at him. Peter, But then the architect's voice boomed again, furious. Silence the weakness. The seed pulsed, throwing both Thor and Spider-Man backward in a blast of emerald fire. Visions of the architects. Spider-Man hit the ground hard, but instead of concrete, he saw stars. His mind was ripped from his body, pulled into a vision. He stood in a vast alien gallery, pillars of living crystal stretching into infinity. Shadows moved along the walls, towering figures cloaked in starlight. The architects, their voices spoke as one, vibrating through him. You fight to save what cannot be saved. Wayne belongs to us. His mind is the sharpest of mortals, his will the strongest. That will is ours now. Spider-Man stumbled back. You don't get it, do you? The whole reason Batman's scary is because he doesn't quit. You can hijack his body, mess with his mind, but his will, his heart, that's Bruce Wayne. And that's something you'll never own. The shadows loomed closer. Then you will burn with him. The vision shattered, and Peter gasped awake, lying on broken concrete. Thor hauled him up with one arm. "You saw them too," Thor rumbled. "Yeah," Peter panted. "They're not just making Batman their soldier. They're making him their champion, their warlord for Earth." The rooftop clash. Alien Batman launched into the air, wings scorching the skyline as he flew toward downtown Gotham. Spider-Man wiped blood from his lip. If he gets to the city, people are going to die by the thousands. Thor lifted Mjolnir. "Then we cut him off." "Come." They followed him across the city, leaping from rooftop to rooftop, until Alien Batman landed on top of a cathedral tower, green energy radiating from his body like a beacon. The three faced off again, this time against the backdrop of Gotham's skyline, sunlight breaking through the clouds. Alien Batman spread his arms. "Kneel now, and when the architects remake your world, you may serve beside me." Spider-Man cracked his knuckles. "Yeah, hard pass." Thor twirled Mjolnir, the air humming with thunder. "Enough words. Let Midgard's might answer you." The battle erupted once more, but this time Batman's attacks were sharper, faster, guided by alien precision. His claws tore chunks from buildings. His wings sliced through stone. His voice was both Bruce's and something far darker. The breaking point. Spider-Man swung low, firing web grenades to blind Batman. Thor came from above, hammer raised for a finishing strike. But Alien Batman was ready. He caught Mjolnir mid-swing with one claw, twisting with impossible strength. The force snapped the rooftop in half, sending Thor crashing into the street below. Before Spider-Man could react, Batman snatched him mid-air, slamming him against the spire. Emerald claws pinned him by the chest, sparks burning through his suit. Bruce's face was inches from his mask, eyes glowing like dying stars. "You think you can save me? You think I want to be saved?" Peter struggled, every muscle screaming. "No, I know you want it. You wouldn't be fighting us this hard if you didn't. The real Batman doesn't kill. You're holding back. That's how I know you're still in there." For the first time, Alien Batman faltered. His claws trembled, his grip loosened, and then, from the void above, the architect's voice thundered. "Enough hesitation. Begin Phase 3. Release the Dominion." The seed pulsed violently. Alien Batman screamed, clutching his chest as emerald light split his armor apart. His wings expanded, no longer just constructs of energy but vast, physical appendages like those of some ancient cosmic beast. His voice grew deeper, layered with countless echoes. "I am no longer Batman," he roared. "I am the Alien Knight Supreme. Your war ends here." Thor rose from the street, bloodied but unbroken. He looked up at the monster Batman had become, then at Spider-Man. "Parker, this is no longer a rescue. This is Ragnarok." Spider-Man shook his head, fire in his voice. "No, this is a rescue. We're not losing him." The war for Bruce Wayne's soul had just reached its deadliest stage. Dominion unleashed. The cathedral spire collapsed as Alien Batman's wings unfurled to their full size, each span blotting out the skyline. The seed embedded in his chest pulsed like a second heart, flooding his veins with alien fire. His voice thundered across Gotham like a storm of steel and shadow. "I am Dominion. The architects will made flesh. Your resistance ends here." The ground trembled. Windows shattered for blocks. Street lamps bent as though gravity itself bowed to him. Gotham had faced terrors before. Bane, Joker, Ra's al Ghul, but never a god wearing the cowl of its protector. Thor stood amidst the wreckage of a crushed taxi, lightning bleeding from his wounds. He raised Mjolnir skyward, clouds gathering above. "So, the architects grant you dominion? Then by Odin's decree, I shall tear it from you." Spider-Man swung down to perch beside him, mask half ripped, eyes burning with determination. "Yeah, Bruce. Hate to say it, but if you're rocking the Dark God cosplay, you're overdue for an intervention." Alien Batman landed on the cracked asphalt with a shockwave that flattened cars. His emerald glare seared into them. "You are gnats buzzing in the storm. I could end you with a thought. Yet the architects command me to break you slowly, to make Earth watch as its champions fall. The streets of war." Alien Batman moved first, faster than sight. One moment he stood on the street, the next he was upon Thor, claws raking across URU steel. Sparks lit the sky as Mjolnir clashed again and again with alien-forged talents. Spider-Man sprang into action, firing web lines tipped with small StarTech grenades he had borrowed from a prior team-up. They exploded in bursts of electric blue light, disorienting alien Batman for half a heartbeat. It wasn't enough. Batman's wings swept out, a wall of force that shredded steel and sent Spider-Man tumbling through a storefront window. He landed hard among shattered glass and overturned mannequins, groaning. "You okay in there, bug?" Thor roared mid-battle. Spider-Man staggered upright. "Yeah, just for decorating." Hope Gotham wasn't attached to its shops. Thor grunted, forcing Batman back with a thunderclap swing. He is stronger with every breath. The seed feeds on the storm, on Midgard itself. Peter's brain fired like a supercomputer. Then we overload it. Push it past what it can handle. Just like before, but bigger. Way bigger. The architect's signal. Alien Batman raised a clawed hand, and from the sea projected a colossal beam of emerald light into the sky. The clouds split apart, revealing a rift above Gotham. A wormhole rimmed with alien glyphs, widening by the second. The voice of the architects echoed from the tear, vibrating through every building. "Earth is ripe. Begin assimilation." Out of the rift poured ships of living metal, like monstrous bats made of crystal and fire. Gotham citizens screamed as the alien swarm descended, darkening the daylight. Spider-Man's stomach dropped. "Okay, that's new." Thor's eyes narrowed. "The invasion begins. We must sever their anchor." Wayne himself. Alien Batman spread his wings, his form towering against the backdrop of the burning sky. "You cannot stop what has already begun. I am the key. Through me, the architects reign." Spider-Man's desperation. Peter's instinct screamed. If they couldn't free Batman, the city, no, the planet, was doomed. But his conscience screamed louder. Killing Bruce was unthinkable. There had to be another way. He shouted over the chaos. "Thor, don't kill him. We can pull him back." Thor grit his teeth, every swing of Mjolnir pushing against Batman's claws. If he falls, Earth may live. If he rises, the 9 realms burn. Then we make him rise as Batman, not their puppet. Spider-Man launched himself upward, webs flaring. He dodged a slash of alien claws by inches, then landed squarely on Bruce's chest. He tore at the seed, fingers burning from the sheer energy pulsing through it. "Come on, Bruce. Fight it. Gotham needs you. Alfred needs you. We need you." For a moment, Peter's voice cracked something inside. Alien Batman froze. The green light flickered, and Peter swore he saw it. Bruce Wayne's real eyes, staring at him, terrified. But then the architects bellowed from the rift, their power surging through the seed. Alien Batman screamed and flung Peter away like a rag doll, his wings blasting a shockwave that rattled the city blocks. Spider-Man hit a water tower, nearly blacking out. His body screamed with pain, but his heart screamed louder. Thor's last stand. Thor stood tall amid the devastation, Mjolnir blazing like a miniature sun. His eyes glowed with divine fury as he looked upon his corrupted ally. "Bruce Wayne, if you still linger in that husk, hear me. I would not strike down a brother in arms. But if your chains doom this realm, I will do what must be done." Alien Batman sneered, his voice 1,000 voices layered into one. "Do it, God of Thunder. Strike me. Fulfill your fear." Thor lifted Mjolnir, lightning cracking across the sky. For a moment, Peter's heart stopped. Was Thor about to kill Batman? But then the Asgardian roared to the heavens. "All-Father, guide my hand. Let this storm purify, not destroy." Mjolnir crashed down, unleashing a bolt so immense it dwarfed the skyline. It struck alien Batman squarely in the chest, the seed screaming as cracks spiderwebbed across its surface. Alien Batman howled, his wings spasming, his body torn between 2 masters. Peter scrambled to his feet. Now's our shot." Inside the seed, Spider-Man leapt through the storm, landing once more on Bruce's chest. The seed cracked beneath him, green fire leaking like blood. And then, suddenly, Peter wasn't in Gotham anymore. He was inside the seed. A black void stretched infinitely, filled with echoes of screams and whispers. And there, chained in emerald light, was Bruce Wayne, his real form, battered, eyes hollow but alive. "Peter," Bruce rasped, "you shouldn't be here. Get out before they." The shadows closed in, architects forming like towering giants of smoke. Their voices thundered. "You cannot save him. His mind is ours. His will is ours. His darkness is ours." Spider-Man clenched his fists. "You don't get it. Batman's darkness? That's what makes him strong. He turned fear into a weapon, turned trauma into purpose. You think you can own that? Not a chance." He webbed the chains, pulling with every ounce of strength, while outside Thor hammered the seed again and again. Bruce looked up, pain in his eyes. "You'll die trying." Peter smiled under the mask. "Wouldn't be the first time." The chain snapped. The collapse. Back in Gotham, alien Batman convulsed violently. His wings shrieked like tearing metal, the seed fracturing like glass. Thor hurled Mjolnir one last time, and with a final, thunderous crack, the seed exploded. Emerald energy ripped outward in a storm that shattered windows for miles. The rift above Gotham screamed, then collapsed, sucking the alien swarm back into nothingness. Alien Batman collapsed onto the street, armor disintegrating into dust. What remained was Bruce Wayne, scarred, burned, but human. Spider-Man staggered to his feet, limping toward him. He knelt down, pulling off his mask just enough for Bruce to see his eyes. "Told you, we weren't giving up on you." Bruce coughed, his voice hoarse but real. "Idiots." Thor approached, resting Mjolnir on his shoulder. His expression softened, relief breaking through his grim features. Midgard breathes again, and so does the bat. But then, from the smoking crater where the seed had shattered, a new light glowed. A shard still alive, pulsing. Bruce's eyes widened in horror. It's not over. The architects, they'll come themselves next time. Spider-Man felt a chill run through him. Thor's grip on Mjolnir tightened. The war for the alien Batman was won. But the war for Earth had only begun. The architects descend. The streets of Gotham were silent after the seed shattering. Smoke curled into the morning air, broken glass glittered on cracked pavement, and the last echoes of thunder rolled across the skyline. Spider-Man knelt beside Bruce Wayne, steadying him as he tried to rise. Bruce's face was pale, skin scorched where the alien armor had once fused with him. But his eyes, they were his own again. "Don't let it fool you," Bruce rasped. He pointed weakly at the glowing shard pulsing within the crater. "It's not dead. That's not a remnant. It's a signal." Thor narrowed his eyes, Mjolnir humming with stormlight. A beacon. The shard pulsed again, this time sending a shock wave of emerald light into the sky. The clouds tore open, not a rift like before, but a hole in the fabric of reality itself. From the void descended shapes, vast, titanic beings cloaked in living starlight. Each step bent the skyline, their presence warping the very air. Their voices were layered, infinite, vibrating through the bones of every living thing. "We are the architects. You have defied our will. For that, your world will burn." Spider-Man staggered back, heart hammering. "Okay, big shadow gods from space. Totally normal day in Gotham." Thor set his jaw, raising Mjolnir. "Stand tall, Midgardians. The hour of judgment is upon us." The architect's power. The beings raised their hands, and Gotham shifted. Buildings twisted into alien spires, streets bent upward into impossible angles. Rivers of emerald fire tore through the ground. Reality itself was being rewritten. Spider-Man clung to a wall that wasn't a wall anymore. It was flesh, pulsating like a living artery. He gagged, webbing himself steady. This is like if Escher had a nightmare and it went to the gym. Thor leapt into the chaos, swinging Mjolnir in arcs that split the sky with thunder. Each blow against the architect's constructs shattered them into shards of starlight, but for every fragment destroyed, two more appeared. Bruce, barely standing, growled through clenched teeth. You can't fight them like this. They're the city now. Every strike makes Gotham bleed. Spider-Man's stomach nodded. So what's the play? Because I'm fresh out of interdimensional god-busting gadgets. Bruce closed his eyes, steadying his breath. The seed wasn't just a weapon, it was a door. They needed me to open it. But now, he clenched his fists. I can shut it. The last plan. Spider-Man spun toward him. Wait, you're saying? What? You can reverse it? Just turn off the architects. Bruce nodded weakly. I felt their code. Their design. If I can tap back into the shard, I can collapse their link. But I'll have to merge with it again. And this time, I might not come back. Nope, Peter snapped. Not happening. We didn't drag you out of alien god cosplay just to throw you back in. Thor gripped Bruce's shoulder, his voice heavy with respect. Knight, are you certain of this path? Bruce met his gaze. This is my city, my world. If I have to burn to save it, so be it. Spider-Man's throat tightened. For once, he had no quip, no joke, just fear. But Bruce was already moving, limping toward the shard glowing like a heart of emerald fire. The architects strike. The architects roared as they saw his intent. One of the titans descended fully, its body blotting out the sun. A claw of starlight swept toward Bruce like a tidal wave. Spider-Man reacted on instinct, webbing the claw and pulling with all his strength. Hey, pick on someone your own size. The force nearly ripped his arms off, but Thor was there in an instant, slamming Mjolnir into the claw with a blast of thunder that echoed for miles. The construct shattered into fragments, raining sparks across Gotham. Go, Knight, Thor bellowed. We shall hold the storm. Bruce pressed forward, dragging his broken body toward the shard. The fusion. As he reached it, the shard pulsed, whispering in 1,000 voices. Welcome back, Knight. Accept us. Be whole again. Bruce clenched his fists. No, this time I use you. He plunged his hands into the shard. Emerald fire surged through him, burning away flesh, bone, and fear. His scream echoed across the city as the seed fused once more with his body. Armor reformed, not alien, not human, but something new. Batman stood reborn, cloaked in black steel laced with emerald veins, wings stretched wide. His eyes glowed, but behind them was no architect. Only Bruce Wayne. I am Batman, he growled. And Gotham is mine. The final battle. The architects descended in fury, towering shadows, striking with cosmic might. Spider-Man swung between their claws, weaving webs that detonated into blinding flashes, disorienting the giants. Come on, big guys, follow the bug. Thor unleashed storm after storm, Mjolnir whirling like a sun, lightning carving through alien constructs. From Midgard, and Batman, reborn, empowered, soared into the air. His emerald wings cut through the void, his fists striking with a precision no god could match. Every blow carried the weight of Gotham's will, of a man who had mastered fear itself. One architect fell, its body unraveling into smoke. Another shrieked as Batman drove his claws into its chest, tearing the link apart. But the largest remained, looming like a mountain. Its voice shook the heavens. We are infinite. You are dust. Batman glared up at it, wings flaring. Then consider me Gotham's dust storm. He launched upward, wings blazing, driving himself and the shard straight into the architect's core. The explosion of emerald and thunder tore the sky apart. The aftermath. Light consumed everything. The architects screamed as their forms unraveled, their rift collapsing into nothingness. Gotham shook one last time, and then silence. When the dust settled, the alien spires were gone. The streets were cracked but real again. The city was broken but alive. Spider-Man coughed, pulling himself out of rubble. Okay, roll call. Anyone still breathing? Thor emerged from the smoke, battered but unbowed. Aye, the storm still stands. But where Bruce had vanished with the architect, there was only a smoking crater. Spider-Man's chest tightened. No, he can't. A shadow moved within the crater. Bruce Wayne rose, armor shattered, cape in tatters. He felt his knees, gasping but alive. The shard was gone. The architect's link severed. Spider-Man rushed to his side, helping him up. Don't ever do that again. Seriously, you've got the worst hobby choices. Bruce smirked weakly. Says the guy who fights aliens in pajamas. Thor placed a hand on Bruce's shoulder. You have done what even gods feared. You faced Dominion itself and broke its chains. Midgard owes you. Bruce shook his head. No, Gotham owes Spider-Man. Without him, I would have been lost. Peter shrugged, embarrassed. Team effort. Just 3 guys against infinite space gods. No biggie. Epilogue, shadows remain. Days later, Gotham began to rebuild. The sky was clear, but whispers spread of what had been seen. Gods of shadow, a Batman with wings, a war in the heavens. In the Batcave, Bruce stood before the remains of the alien shard, now inert, sealed in lead and steel. His eyes lingered on it, haunted. Spider-Man leaned on a console, munching from a bag of chips. You're not thinking of keeping that thing, are you? Bruce's jaw tightened. Knowledge is power. If they come again, I'll be ready. Thor stepped from the shadows, voice stern. Be wary, Wayne. To wield a shard of the architects is to invite their gaze. Bruce looked at the shard one last time, then turned away. Let them look. Gotham's ready. Spider-Man tossed him the chip bag. Yeah, well, next time, maybe they can pick on Metropolis instead. The 3 stood in silence for a moment. Man, God, and night. Bound not by fate, but by choice. The war for the alien Batman was over. But the war for Earth was only just beginning.